Hey, you guys, I have a question for you. First of all, here's my first question for you. Have you heard that if you don't respond to a lead within the first 5 minutes, that you've lost the lead? I need to actually, this is a retake here. Sorry. So what's happening, if you guys are watching this in replay, what's happening is all of a sudden Facebook decided to cut the live stream on the previous live stream. So I'm putting this over into the other live stream group, or over into the other live stream, and doing this. So I apologize for all you replay watchers. You're going to get this little stuff here, but I am going to talk about today. We're going to actually dive into that whole idea that if you don't respond to a lead within the first 5 minutes, that you've got like 100 times less of a chance of capturing the lead or converting the lead, etc. We're going to dive into the truth of that, the actual truth of that. So I want to make sure that everybody in the previous stream got this. You guys have this? I completely went off the software and everything. Hoping you're here. Say hi if you're here. Please, if you guys are here, would you make sure that people in the other stream that was on, would you let them know that we're over here now? In this new one, so that they can come join, because it looks like Facebook's just got them in a perpetual will resume. So I would really appreciate that. And if you would comment below, because everybody got a notification for the other one, would you comment below, please, and let me know that you are here? And I'm going to leave that other stream up so that people can pop over if they try and watch it. So back to the show, your regularly scheduled programming. Sometimes we have the rainbow screen. Do you guys remember that, when all the TV shows signed off at midnight and you got the rainbow screen of, done for the day, whatever. Yeah. So today we're going to talk about, have you heard that if you don't respond to a lead within the first 5 minutes, your chances of converting the lead drop by 100 times? I'm sure you've been told that it's a real study, that it's real data, and we need to live by that. But we're going to dive into the truth, the reality of this whole thing. All right. So while the data on the surface is factual, the reality is very, very, very different. All right. So the myth of the fastest to respond wins the lead. I need to talk to you about this. Okay. So here's the thing. First of all, when we've put out this expectation, when we keep telling people that if you don't respond to the lead in the first 5 minutes, your odds of converting it drop by 100 times. First of all, we continue to perpetuate this idea that creates unrealistic expectations. Number one, unrealistic expectations from the public. They think that we're a human trash can available 24/7. We are not. We are professionals. At least I hope we are professionals, right? So we know the ins and outs of the transactions. We know the pitfalls. We know the way things with legality. We know how to negotiate. We know, I realize that some of us are much better at this than others, but the more transactions you get into, the more transactions you do, the higher, the more your knowledge is. Would Donna or Julie, would you guys do me a favor? People are over on that other stream saying that the link isn't working that I put in there, and I put it in there. So I want you guys to come over. I'm so sorry that this is not working and going. So we're still live, right? Hi, Caesar. Hi, Sally. Hi, Astrid. Hi, Julie. Hi, Kim. Hi, Donna. We're live. Please comment, you guys. We just had a failure on the previous live stream. This is why this is take 2. Comment and let me know you're here and that it's working, and stay active with me today, because clearly there's some live video issues on Facebook going on right now. So it would be really great if you would do that for me. I'm going to go ahead and make sure that I'm live from my perspective. I am not entirely positive. It shows that I'm live on there. I want to make sure. Awesome. Okay, we're going to keep doing this. This is just going to be a crazy, crazy one, isn't it? Hi, you guys. It's a crazy day, isn't it? Okay, it shows that we're live. All right, so let me get back to, so in other words, by being a human trash can, available 24/7, we have created this ridiculous perception from the public, right? That we're always available, that we're, your 24-hour Walmart or your 24-hour convenience store. No. Here's the next thing though, the biggest unrealistic expectation that we've created by perpetuating this idea that if we don't respond to the lead within 5 minutes or less, we don't get it. We've created unrealistic expectations from ourselves. So in other words, the reason that most agents don't follow up with leads after the first 5 minutes is because they're told you won't get it if you don't follow up within the first 5 minutes. And so we are torn with this idea of, well, I don't want to be tied to this guy 24/7, my phone all the time. But then how do I do this? And then we're sold by vendors this, well, you should hire an ISA, an inside sales agent. You should hire people to do that piece of the responding to the lead for you. In other words, you should pay more money, pay more of your commission, hire another service, and create an even bigger barrier between you and that lead, which is I'm just a lead, I'm not a human being. So all of this is creating an issue. So what I want to do is share with you exactly how and when you should be responding to your leads today. And I want to show you how, if you don't respond in the first 5 minutes, but you do what I'm going to teach you today, you're going to be guaranteed to convert your leads. Seriously, that's what we're going to do today. So my big thing is that we've been told so many times that the early bird gets the worm, so we give up. We think, well, why bother? I won't get it anyway. But the reality is, the agent who creates a trail, a long trail that extends through the customer journey, the customer life journey, they're the ones who win in the end. Do you know what beats speed? Do you know what beats that 5-minute aspect of answering a lead? Do you know what beats that? Can you guys comment below? Do you know what beats the respond in 5 minutes or less so you lose the lead? It is one thing only. Tell me what beats it. If you guys know, if you don't know, guess. Just guess. Guess for me. Because this is a big deal. This is a big deal that we have people saying you got to respond within 5 minutes and you got to do this and you got to do that. And it's a big deal because it's a conflict with how we want to run our businesses. It's a conflict with what really is working, what's really happening. It's a conflict with the idea that with the concept that we actually need to be building relationships. I'll tell you right now, and I will tell you what it is, but I want to know if you guys know what beats speed, what beats the respond in 5 minutes or less so you lose the lead. Comment below, guess. I just want to see your guesses. Tell me your guesses below. I see Julie's. Yeah, Sally loves the word guarantee. I like it too. It is a guarantee. I see Tammy's, Sally's, awesome. Interested in giving value. Yep. Okay, so there is one thing that beats speed. And Julie and Tammy, they're members, so they know. I know Sally is too, but you're new Sally. It's consistency. You're right, it's consistency. Consistency beats speed. Consistency trumps creativity. Consistency beats speed every single time. Long-term relationship building beats speed. If you are consistent, if you contact them, I don't care if it's a day later, you really should contact within the first day. However, you should not compromise your family days and the days that you're not going to be working. You should not compromise those just to respond to a lead. Absolutely not. And most of y'all are solopreneurs. You're solo agents. Maybe you have one team member. Most of you are solo agents. And so it's ridiculous to think that you should be available 24/7. Now, should you hustle? Yes, you're building a business, but not the hustle of let's throw everything else to the side and just do the business. All right. You need to be consistent. So you need to be consistent. Consistency beats speed. Long-term relationship building beats speed. So these are the two elements. These two elements are exactly why very, very few agents have a come list me business. Everyone else is always scrambling. And yes, even the big guys, they're scrambling. They're trying to figure out how to convert more. They're trying to figure out how to generate more. They're adding more team members. They're spending more money. They're adding more lead generation. They think that they have to stay top of mind. They have to stay constantly buying new tools, etc. Hiring ISAs, doing all this stuff. Guys, if you set yourself up with a business in a way that provides value, that when somebody reaches out to you, now it's a general, now there's different levels of leads when I talk about this. When you've got somebody who's texting you directly or emailing you directly, this is a direct one, that is a hotter lead than all the others, and you should respond. You should have something set up to respond to them so that they know, so that you can engage with them, right? I'm talking about all the leads where they opt into your home value ad, or they opt into your IDX, or they pick up a download that you've got, they opt into your email list, those leads. And those are the ones where they're saying, respond within 5 minutes, respond within 5 minutes. Even a sign call. So we've even gotten, now sign calls are a little bit different, but we've even gotten sign calls where we responded that later that day or the next day. The way you do this is you create consistency. Your goal is to build a relationship, and you're always thinking from the next step of the journey. Now, when somebody is opting into your IDX and say they give you their phone number, you do not have to respond to them within the first 5 minutes. You don't. I have proven it. 4,000 transactions, I've proven it. Okay, not all 4,000 transactions had IDX available, because IDX wasn't available at the very beginning of our real estate business, but several thousand transactions did. And you don't need to respond within the first 5 minutes, at least not via the phone. You can set it up that your email does it for you. So you don't need to buy into that must respond within the first 5 minutes. Again, if somebody is calling you on a sign call, yeah, you probably should respond to them, or set that phone number up to something that's going to respond right away. If they're physically calling you or they're physically texting you, it's not a mass opt-in. Those are different. You need to respond to those right away, because those are typically conversions from other things that you're doing. So hopefully I've got that clarity different. You guys understand the difference between kind of the level of the lead? These are real people that are behind the word lead. They're real people behind that content. So if somebody actually calls you, if somebody manually texts you, then you need to respond as soon as possible. Again, if Sundays are your day off, or if Wednesdays are your day, whatever your day off is, if you have that as a day off, keep it. Honor yourself, honor your commitment. Arrange for someone to cover for you. Or if you don't have anybody to cover you, then arrange for a 1 hour period to answer those calls. Make sure it's okay with your family, because that is the priority. You're doing this for your family, okay? And none of this, oh, my family will understand, baloney. They do not understand when you take away the time that you said you'd spend with them. They basically see you as a liar and someone who doesn't keep their word. If you say, I'm going to spend this time with you, but then you're on your phone answering it, this is a whole nother rant of mine, isn't it? I'm not going to go there today. But if you tell your family you're going to spend time with them, and then you're on this, you are not honorable. You are not honoring your word, and you're lying to them. So set this up in a way that will work for you. I am specifically talking today about the leads that are not those. I'm talking about all of the other leads we get. The ones that everybody brags about getting 500 leads a month or 1,000 leads a month or whatever, and they don't convert any of them. Those. I'm talking about those. They don't convert them because they don't flip and call every single one of them within 5 minutes, apparently, because that's the rule, right? So here's the thing, you guys. When you have those leads, you set yourself up, you set up an automated email for those leads initially, depending on the lead and how it comes in. And then you nurture these people. Call them. If they gave a phone number, call them your next day on when you do your calls. Email them your next day that you're on doing emails. Text them your next day that you're on doing text. And then keep doing it. Keep giving them value. Don't just keep texting and calling them and say, do you want to see a house? Do you want to do an appointment? Blah, blah, blah. Give them value. Think about where they might be in the customer journey. Seriously, the reason that the big guys and everyone else is struggling, the reason that 87% of agents are out of the business in 5 years or less is because they haven't figured out how to build a business that doesn't compete with other agents, that doesn't compete with the ZRTs, Zillow, Realtor.com, and Trulia's of the world, that doesn't compete with the supposed tech disruptors. Do you know that the one thing that you have that will absolutely annihilate all of those from even being a smidgen of a competition in your business? The one thing you have is a relationship. You have the ability to be relational, to be real with people. You have the ability to give them real value, to actually think through the process and go, oh, this might be their next step, and then reach out and say, hey, is this your next step? Here's this, not like to the appointment, but what do they need? Like, seriously, what do they need? What do they need in value? What are they struggling with? What do they need to know about selling their house? Like, for example, I'm just going to say this. We're thinking about putting our house, this is going to kill you guys. We're thinking about putting our house up on the market because it has appreciated so much over the last year. But here's the thing. Maybe people who are thinking about that because the market's gone up, this is something you can provide to your people. Here's the thing. If we do that, we would owe capital gains, because we would sell it before a year's up, right? I mean, before 2 years is up, right? We would owe capital gains. Have you reached out, like sent out and talked to your email community about if you sell your house in under 2 years, what that means for them? Which capital gains do they pay? Do you know that it's a different capital gains number depending on their annual household income? Do you know how to help them reduce that capital gains number? And all of these, so it's like, these are pieces in the process for people who are wanting to sell quickly, resell quickly. What does what are different things that it means? We've looked, we're like, could we buy another house? We don't care. We're thinking smaller now. See, I told you we wouldn't stay in this house forever. There is no such thing as a forever home. There's just not. But we're thinking, okay, if we do this, we want to go smaller. What does smaller look like? How much do we want to spend? So we're thinking through all these things. That is a thought process that you could be helping people with through your emails. You could be helping because there's different people in different stages. So my point to all of this is that if you want a business that does not have any competition, doesn't have the market as competition, doesn't have ZRTs of the world as competition, doesn't have tech disruptors as competition, doesn't have other agents as competition, then you need to start revealing you being you and sharing the journey with people and bringing them into a relationship with you so that you get real, actual, hey, come list me calls. Where you don't have to beat that five minute deadline or whatever it is, because you know what? We fought with this. We didn't fight with this all the time, but I just laughed every time somebody talked about sharing their perfect expired system or their awesome expired system at all the conferences, et cetera, that I went to. I would listen to it and watch, and I just go, oh my gosh, I am not going to do that. Meaning we already had a system in place, a super system. We converted a lot of expired listings. We already had a system in place. And that system really worked for how we wanted to do business and converted for us. But then I'd go and I would listen to these people go, well, you need to, like, the minute it goes, you need to get on the expired list at 8 a.m. every single day or 7 a.m. or whatever the heck it is. And you need to then show up at their door, or you need to be the first one to make a phone call. That's what all the things teach. I'm not going to say the names. That's what all the things teach. You got to be there. I'm like, yeah, so they can get 50,000 phone calls and like not even be interested in realtors and know that we're a whole bunch of used car salesmen. Hello. Cold calling is you chasing people. You want people to chase you. You want to actually be seen as valuable, not being an annoying pest that they don't even want to talk to. You can't get, like, people who think that if you learn like all these scripting stuff, that you're going to be able to build this relationship in 30 seconds or less, or an elevator speech, 30 seconds or less. Guys, it is not speed that you need. It is consistency that you need. You need to be able to consistently give value. You need to be able to consistently be able to help people through their journey, and not just the 6 months of them thinking of buying or selling, But the fact is, if I were part of somebody's real estate email community right now with the market going up, I would definitely, I mean, if I was running my own list right now, like I used to, I would definitely be addressing the different thoughts that are going through people's head in my emails. Because some people are like, not even talking about people who've had a fast appreciation and want to sell right away, or maybe want to try to time the market. But I'm talking about the people who are like, if I sell, can I buy? And I've heard, I mean, I have listened and heard that out there. Are you guys helping people with that? Like, are you helping them? Are you going, hey, if you're not sure what you want to do, etc., we know we would want to downsize already. Like 1 year into this, we already know we want to downsize. We know we would want to downsize. And so I'm like, okay, can we get a house for the price range that I want to do? Because like, we're like, I want to downsize. We want to travel more again. Chuck is going to be performing outside of the area more. So we have different ideas of what we want to do. But the general process is, could you answer those questions for people? Should you be? Absolutely. So when people are opting into your IDX, your home value, and you need to respond to the lead in 5 minutes or less, are you actually giving them value, or are you just hounding them with the first phone call? Because let's be real too, we give up after the first or second contact. Well, and I've seen it over and over again. I sent an email. Well, I sent 2 emails and they never responded. I'm waiting for them to respond. What the heck are you waiting for? Answer a question for them. And you're like, but they never asked a question. But you know what questions there are. If you have been in real estate for like 3 seconds, you know the questions that people ask. Answer them. Just say, hey, blah, 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 had this question, thought this might be valuable to you too. Answer. Super easy to do that. So if you're not doing that and you don't have that consistency of building a relationship, yep, they're right. You're not going to get the lead. You're going to lose. You're not going to convert the lead. But if you want to build a business that does not compete with the ZRTs, the agents, the tech disruptors, the supposed tech disruptors or real estate industry disruptors, because you realize that for the last 23 years, that's all I've heard. We're going to change the way real estate is done. We're going to let people just go make an offer direct. We're going to go do this, go do that, go do that. And yet through all of this disruption, through everything, it's still about the same percentage of people that do it themselves and the same percentage of people who don't, right? Because it's emotional. And there's a lot to know. It is not just selling. Do you know if you actually need title insurance? A lot of people don't need it. Well, right. Okay. So do you need, like, what kind of insurance? I mean, the amount of information that is needed to make sure you get it right. Most people just want somebody to take care of it for them, someone they trust. Have you built that trust? Are you someone they can trust? Because I guarantee you that a 30-second call, getting them 30 seconds into it, it does not. That is why so many people, so many agents show up and show a property, and they're always told, get a buyer's agreement first, get a buyer's agreement first. So many people show up and show properties and the buyers use someone else. Or even when you get a buyer's agreement, they use someone else. Are you really going to go sue someone? Some people have, most people don't. So how do you even eliminate that? How do you eliminate that issue? You consistently build a relationship with them. You help them. You answer questions that they haven't even voiced, or, oh, I didn't realize that was something I needed to think about, or whatever. Tell them what to look for. Partner with a home inspector, not pay partner, and ask them, what are some things, if you were looking for a home, that you would be looking for, that you would avoid like the plague? You know, different things like that. I came out with a video a week or 2 ago that taught you guys how to determine if a vendor was legit or not, like like someone who's a real estate vendor, someone who's trying to teach you a class, or sell you a class, or sell you a course, or sell you a membership, or sell you a tool. I gave you guys very clear ideas on how to determine if they were legit, or if they don't know what they're doing and they're just trying to get a piece of the pie. I did that. Are you doing that? How to know if the house that you're buying is the right one for you, the different things to look for, inspector insider secrets. Are you giving that value? Are you doing that? See, consistency, consistently giving value, consistently building relationship, consistently asking questions will beat every single time people who try to get to the lead fast. Yep, guaranteed. They do. I have over 4,000 transactions to prove it. I have multiple members in Leads and Leverage that have done this and know this to prove it. In other words, this is contrary to what most people are teaching in the industry. But what's being taught in the industry is actually showing 87% of agents are out of the business in 5 years or less. I wonder if what we're being taught, what we're listening to, and what we're trying to go for is exactly why so few agents make it to the 5-year mark. And after the 5-year mark, you know how much of those 13% are gone? 80. So in other words, these agents, even if they do get some short wins and success, they are not sustainable. They are not building a business. They don't understand it. They don't keep going. This is a big deal, you guys. Big deal. So do not fall under the rose-colored glasses or whatever that you have to respond to your leads in 5 minutes or less. Now, again, let me very, very clarify this. I am not talking about a direct phone call. I am not talking about a direct text. I am talking about your IDX signups, maybe with the phone number, your home value add signups, maybe even again with the phone number. Even when you do expired marketing, you guys, you do not need to be the first on their doorstep. You know what we did? We had a mailing campaign. It had 8 pieces of mailer, and then we added them direct mail because I couldn't get their, back then it was not a lot of email. And even as we progressed, I'm not going to email to them unless they opt in, but it was a direct mail campaign. Guys, we carried no less than 80 listings at any given time when we were in a slump. When we were in a slump, that's what we carried. 90% of them were expired. It's flat, plain and simple. That's what our numbers were. That's what we did. And all we did was a direct mail campaign. I did not call. I did not compete. And over the course of that campaign, we gave value. We taught, like we educated, we taught, not like the baloney of it's your agent. Or not like the baloney, it's their marketing. Like, seriously, we taught them, here's what you can do to improve the odds. Here's what you can do to make sure you get this price. Here's how you need to price, etc. We taught them over the course of that mailing. So in other words, we educated consistently over time. And because they got to know us over the course of this mailing, and then we continued on, you know how many expired listings we would get a year later from that campaign? Because we kept snail mailing them twice a month, every single month over time, and they got to know us. Yes, that's how you, over time, that's how you get the lead. That's how you convert it. That's how you get a phone call and says, okay, we're ready. We've been getting your mailings. We've been getting your emails. We've been getting whatever. And we're ready to sell our house now. That's how you do it. It is not about speed to lead. It is about consistency. Absolutely. Hands down. That's what it is. You guys, I want to know, hi, Rosemary. Hi, Jenny. You guys, what was most useful for you? I want to know what was most useful for you. What are you going to take from today and implement? If you can share that with me, like what is the first thing you're going to do? Are you going to think through something? Are you going to plan something? Are you going to do something? Tell me in the comments below what that is for you today. I would love that. If you would help me know how I can help you. I know I keep looking at, like, I get comments even in replays with you guys telling me, and I'm like, yes, that needs to be another episode, etc. What can I do to help you today? So let me know in the comments below. And thank you very much. If you're still with me, thank you very much for joining me on the Take 2 version, because the Take 1 version died. Don't know what happened. Don't know why. Facebook decided to pause it, but hey, this one worked. We're good. You guys are awesome. Thank you so much. Have an amazing day.